This is a massive warning. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the founder and creator of islandproject.com, a new decentralized nation state, already successfully funded Deck 2, launching imminently. Also lead innovator, inventor of tokenized real estate, fractionalization of the best assets in the world, and the founder of Alternative Media Television, founded and created in 2008 and 09. And I have massive news today. I did open up and added to my position in privacy coin Litecoin, added another 100,000 units to LTC, average price around $95. That adds another 10 mil to my position. Again, massive news in the privacy space. I will reveal all on Litecoin and a whole lot more, but also I'm going to reveal the secrets of not just this universe, but what is really going on behind closed doors at the White House. O ye of little faith. O ye of little faith. Like and share. O ye of little faith. Notice all the cucks saying Donald Trump was not going to release the Epstein files. Here he is releasing as much information as he can, and understand it will be a privilege of which is revealed. There is national security at stake. There is global flat earth intelligence at stake. There is the nation's security at stake. Keep in mind, you are at war, political war. You are in the political version of Butler, Pennsylvania. Everything is at stake regarding your freedom, your liberty, sovereignty, the currency itself here in the USA, and a whole lot more. So understand that this political division regarding Jeffrey Epstein has been choreographed as a massive psychological psyop, a psychological operation. Notice that my breakdown in The Economist magazine that I put out about a week ago, brilliant. I tell you everything you need to know about the predictive programming nature of it in the periodical, of course, which was formerly owned by the Rothschilds and the most powerful families in the world, along with Mr. Gates. Notice I even go over the fact that Marjorie Taylor Greene is in the 2026 Ahead Blueprint. Why? They had already predictively programmed the choreographed deep state, fake news, mainstream media attempt to divide and conquer and fracture MAGA. So I want you to understand this. Again, we want all the files. All the files. We want the complete Epstein release. We want all the information humanly possible. But I want you to understand, Donald Trump is not only under threat, but your entire country is under threat. And the political system itself is under threat. Let me ask you just a logical question. Do you think MAGA and freedom in America is better off with the entire MAGA movement fractured and bitching at each other? Do you think that Republicans will be stronger with a fractured MAGA? I want you to understand, too, that the deep state will attempt to impeach Donald Trump within the coming months. So you do understand you're in civil war, right? So you understand that liberty is obviously important. Releasing all the details of these docs is important, but you do understand unity is of utmost importance. That the number one thing the deep state, radical leftist, cuck, demon-worshiping, blood-gurgling, vampiric cabal wants is to destroy and divide and conquer MAGA. So you understand, if you're playing into that, you ye of little faith, if you're hating on Donald Trump, if you're hating on your neighbor, you're only destroying yourself. Now, let me remind you too, let me just be crass here, if you actually think that the deep state's going to reveal all the classified intel to the peasant class, you're an idiot. If you actually believe, after all you've been through, 2008 and 09, inside job 911, lockdowns, what they pushed and I'm not allowed to talk about. If you actually still believe that the political system there is going to reveal all the classified intelligence of Jeffrey Epstein, You're an idiot and you literally deserve what's coming because you're not smart. They can only release so much. What you need to be focused on is building, finding solutions, and protecting yourself from the upcoming civil war, the AI apocalypse, the great human replacement, the mark of the beast, the collapse of the modern financial infrastructure, the death of the dollar. Go look again at the 2026. You can follow all this on X for free. I put it all there. I broke all kinds of ground. I showed you exactly what you needed to know regarding the 2026 year ahead. I did it better than anyone else in the world because I'm a spiritual downloader from the source that reveals and tells all that other people miss. Folks, again, let me remind you, ye of little faith, I'm the one that predicted Bitcoin under 1,000. Okay, I'm the one that told you to buy it under 1,000. We're the founders of the first micronation state of freedom and liberty. We've already won. You do understand that. The Christian billionaire baller superclass. We've already funded the island project. You do realize that. We own no bank debt real estate. We're tokenizing the first ever beach and ocean front in the world. You do understand this. We are the OGs. It's the reason why John McAfee loved me so much. It's why many people call me legendary. There's a reason why I'm telling you to buy Litecoin here because I'm way ahead of the curve. So let's talk about that for a minute. Again, for those of you just coming in, I just bought another 100,000, just a little bit of Litecoin. It's about 10 mil. 95.47, about 95 bucks to give it a round number was my average acquisition cost. My last purchase, if I remember correctly, was about the same amount, was another 100,000, I think at about 111, 115, something in that ballpark. There's a reason why I'm telling you who the real Satoshi is. It's Charlie Lee. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm telling you? Do you understand why I'm telling you Litecoin is the new Bitcoin? Do you get it? Many of you won't until it's too late. So again, I've seen this my whole career, tell people social media is the future. I start in 2008 or 9. Everyone says it's a scam, say you won't make any money. That's how I made my first tens of millions and hundreds and billions of dollars here at Alternative Media Television. And then I buy Bitcoin, tell everyone to buy under 1,000. They call it a scam. It goes on to take out $2 trillion of market cap. Now I'm telling you to buy Litecoin. Everyone's like, oh, it's a scam again. No, Charlie Lee isn't the real Satoshi. I'm telling you he's the real Satoshi. And you will witness by year end the most enormous parabolic formation in not just the privacy coin space, but with Litecoin specifically and in MWeb. For those of you that don't know, Litecoin is the most transparent privacy chain in the world. Wimble. Charlie's a friend of mine. I've done countless interviews with him. He's a wonderful man, probably one of the most humble people in the universe of blockchain technology. And Litecoin is not only the digital silver, the little brother built on the tokenomics at 84 million of Bitcoin, but in addition to that has a privacy function none of these other coins have. Also, institutional adoption is extremely favorable. So let me tell you what's going on in the industry right now. You have the Winklevoss twins just made a major move in Zcash. I'm not sure you're aware of this. They've been purchasing Zcash at an average, I think, buy-in of what they disclosed at least, of about 245 bucks. Zcash has been on a 10x rampage. Okay, Zcash is trash compared to Litecoin. So I want you to understand, Zcash, light it on fire compared to Litecoin. Take Zcash and flush it down the freaking toilet compared to Charlie Lee, the most transparent, one of the most transparent, including myself, founder of the Island Project here, but of what I believe Litecoin Foundation and all that represents. Keep in mind, Charlie Lee sold his position outright, very transparently at $420 per token. Why? Because his desired integral commitment to take you to new all-time highs as institutional adoption moves full force ahead with Litecoin And he does it in a completely transparent way as he reveals that to the public, which is what's happening now. So again, if you're just coming in, if you don't understand, so many of you are just learning about Bitcoin for the first time. So you have no understanding of privacy coins, what Litecoin is, why it's valuable, why it's the most undervalued crypto in the marketplace today, why I'm telling you it's the new Bitcoin, why I'm telling you it will replace Bitcoin, why I'm telling you that this is the number one asset class that you want to invest in addition to real world assets, islandproject.com, Deck 2 soon to launch, in addition to AI, in addition to the robotic space. Okay, the big narratives, as we already know them, AI, gaming, robots, and privacy. Again, the Winklevoss twins, Bitcoin billionaires, would not be dumping in hundreds of millions of dollars into Zcash for no reason. Secret revealed they've been ordered, okay, by those in power that sit above them to push a very specific narrative. And that is what is currently happening now. So ye of little faith, all the Trump hate, all the haters, all the, like again, if you can't handle 20% dumps, you don't deserve 1000x pumps. You don't deserve life-changing games. You don't deserve to retire your parents and grandparents. You don't deserve to be the first millionaire in your family. You don't deserve freedom or liberty at all. Let me remind you that most of human history, the 99% have been freaking peasants. They have been feudal class serfs. And look how weak general populations have become. Man, bunch of crybabies if they skin their freaking knee. That's why you're a broke bitch. That's why your financial advisor is a loser. That's why we're rich here at islandproject.com. That's why we're on the Spirit. We're riding the Spirit of God and Christ and Jesus. Because so many men and women out there nowadays, at least, they're so weak. They're focused on staring at screens and they're not even building anything. Think about this. What we do is build stuff. By the way, I was on calls all day yesterday. That's the reason why I apologize. I wasn't able to do a video, but keep in mind, I'm running multi-billion-dollar organizations. We've already successfully completed our initial fundraise. We invented tokenized fractional real estate. We own the best, brightest, most amazing mega mansion estates in the world now in Maui and Oahu, on Big Island, Mauna Kea. The list goes on and on. Soon to be Kauai. I've got active acquisitions across the board. 10 to 15 new properties being acquired as we speak. My father, 808-442-2934. Look, guys, we're busy. We're not just producing media. We've changed the world. We're not the complainers, we're the inventors. We're the innovators. We're the Christian baller superclass badasses. So let me remind you, most people are weak and they don't deserve the 1000x. Honestly, hard love. I mean, these are the buying opportunities of a century. I did even buy more Bitcoin. I was able to buy a little bit more Bitcoin, about 90, 91K. I didn't quite catch it at 89K. I did have some big buy orders there, but my biggest orders are in the privacy coin space right now with Litecoin for a reason, because it has the highest potential outsized returns of any other token in the entire marketplace. Institutional adoption. The freaking OG, 100% uptime, faster, quicker transactions, amazing leadership. ETF development that's coming live and operational. I mean, you guys know I'm transparent. I'm a whale. You guys understand. I own, more Litecoin than I probably should. I'm a massive whale in Trump coin. Not only do I own tens of millions of dollars of Trump coin, I own the freaking tower in Waikiki, for crying out loud. All cash, no bank debt. You get it. You understand. I'm the guy that goes all in when everybody else gets shriveled nuts. You know the drill. There's a reason why many of you call me legendary. There's a reason why you tell me we're lit here at Island Project. There's a reason why we manage multi-billion-dollar assets and no one else does. Because again, we are the tip of the spear, the freedom fighters and the liberty movement of which other people can't see yet. When I started in social media, no one thought you could make any money in social media. Everyone that I knew told me it was a scam. I never talked to any of those people again, and then I just became very rich. Honestly, I mean, there is some truth to it, guys. As you grow your financial net worth, as you grow stronger, as you dedicate yourself to your discipline and your passions in life, it can be lonely at the top. I mean, let's face it, 99.9% of everybody is weak. They all give up. They're so predictable. They're so easy to slaughter. Just like most of the American people think they deserve an Epstein file, proving their idiocy, proving they have no understanding of how the real world works. You were under dictatorship of a king your entire civilization's past. A feudal serfdom. And the American people enjoy the entertainment, which all it is. Again, if you're focused on the Epstein, I mean, again, release it all. We want it all. We already know the truth, guys. Here, I'll reveal it to you. Everyone in Washington, D.C. is in the file. Everybody. Are you stupid? Literally, are you stupid or do you just love entertainment? Not you, but I'm talking about the general public. We already know every demonic freak in Washington, D.C. is in the file. So what are you waiting for? Are you going to get your pitchforks out? Are you going to, God forbid, march in the streets? No, you're not. You ain't doing crap. And that's my point. Focus on solutions. Media, fabrication, and lies and psychological manipulation will do nothing as the deep state destroys you. Have you learned nothing from the lockdowns in 2008 and 09? Nothing. From 2020 and the bailouts in 2008 and 09. Nothing from everything that just happened. So again, we don't have to focus on that too much because again, we're focused on solutions here at AMTV, islandproject.com, litecoinrich.com, xrprich.com. The list goes on and on at my club, but I'm just making a point. The American people are fools. The reality is less than probably, 10% resisted these things? Yeah, I'm one of those guys, okay? We don't comply. And the same people now that took that stuff are really focused on getting the classified. You ain't getting crap, you fool. You should have resisted in 2020. You should have bought Bitcoin when I told you under 1,000. You should be buying Litecoin at $95. You should be in a no bank debt asset class in the new nation sovereign state of islandproject.com and the digital Noah's Ark. You want real mammoth balls? You focus on the solution in your own life, not entertainment, not a Netflix episode. And so let's talk about what's going on with Donald Trump now. Oh, ye of little faith. Again, let me just talk to the MTG thing again. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Nothing against the lady, okay? Nothing against, but like she's just politically posturing for her own self-interest, right? You know she's going to run for president or at least VP. You do understand that, right? Has nothing about releasing the files. That's not a top priority. It's politics. Do you understand that? MTG's just riding Donald Trump's coattails because she's about to run for office again. That's all that's going on. That's all. She might even join a new party. It's lies. It's BS. I have nothing against her. I pray for her. She's done a lot of good things for the country. I'm just pointing out, even the Economist magazine and the Look Ahead 2026 already predicted it before the fracture. So if you're buying into that, you're no better than a groundling in the gladiator games thinking it's real when the whole thing is rigged. The NBA was just exposed for being fake and rigged. The UFC has been exposed for being fake and rigged. And you think politics are real? Like you've got to be the stupidest idiot that has ever lived ever in civilization to think that the deep state's going to release classified docs to the peasant serf class that they just stuck these into and locked you in your house. You've got to be the dumbest person worldwide. proving my point why you will be slaughtered with what the secrets are that I'm going to reveal in this broadcast moving forward, because so many of you are, not you, but I'm talking about the public. You guys are, I love you guys. You're my choir here. You're the church. But I'm just pointing it out that most people, they're just going to be slaughtered, guys. They haven't woke up yet. They haven't even figured out that politics is a lie. They actually still believe the bull crap that the Epstein files are going to be released to them. They're so dumb as dirt, so fully you know what, they can't think for themselves. No critical thinking skills at all. Nothing. So again, those people aren't going to do anything. They're just going to fall right into the idiocracy and be slaughtered like the worthless sheep that they are. And then there's us, those building with real solutions, those of us investing, those of us manning up, those of us building our churches, organizing, forming communities, never quitting, innovating, inventing. We're the winners. You're the winners tuning in. And that's my point. So let me also explain what's happening. So bin Salman, okay, the king of Saudi Arabia, is in Washington, D.C. right now. Massive news. And guess what they're talking about? They are doing their Bretton Woods 3.0 reset right now. That's what you haven't heard yet. Why is the king? Why is bin Salman investing all these hundreds of billions into America? Why was Donald Trump over there recently rolling out the red carpet? Because they're all preparing for the reset. Have you not figured it out yet? They're rolling out stable coins. They're transitioning the debt. Okay, they're forming our national currency reserves. They're buying Bitcoin and Litecoin. And I'm going to expose something too. So Michael Saylor, I'll read the post to you and I'll let you think for yourself. There's only so much I can say, but I've known this since the beginning. Again, how do you think I figured out Bitcoin before everyone else? Well, it's because I know things other people don't. And I put this tweet out, which I want you to consider. But there's a couple here. I'm looking for it if I can find it properly. I said this, just thinking out of the box. But what if the deep state, I'm asking rhetorical questions I already know, by the way, okay? Like, obviously I already know. But this is what I said. This is why you should follow me on X at AMTV Media. Just thinking out of the box here, guys. But what if the deep state is waging a speculative attack against Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy by aggressively short selling his stock and forcing the price of Bitcoin down with it? That way the government can seize the bankrupt Bitcoin holdings at a net neutral purchase and then distribute it to shareholders, BlackRock, and the government coffers at essentially no cost. They did this with Silk Road. They did this with FTX. I told you Sam Bankman-Fried was CIA. I told you that. I told you never to do business with the exchange, never recommended, and all went down in a ball of fire. How did I know? Because it's deep state. Just like this other stuff I'm talking about now. And essentially they take out Saylor, drive the prices down, control the Bitcoin market, essentially nationalize strategy, MicroStrategy, like they've done with the big banks in 2009. Take it a step further, and this was always the plan, and Saylor is in on it too, Occam's razor. I've said this for years, guys. Do you think you could just go out and start issuing billions of dollars worth of bonds and then buy Bitcoin with it, and the deep state's cool with it? Yeah, Michael Saylor's just been out there issuing billions of dollars worth of debt at the front end of Wall Street and politics. The deep state doesn't care at all. They've just allowed him to do whatever he wants. Crap. You can see where I'm getting at here. It's all deep state. These are all front men. We know how it's going to end up. Okay, we know why the other elites, like the Winklevosses, right? They're posturing to Zcash. Zcash isn't even a privacy coin. It's a freaking government fake coin. Okay, if you want to know about real privacy coins, you go to Monero, which isn't even listed on many exchanges. It's freaking delisted, dude. Okay, you're going to go to Litecoin for the OG. You're going to go even to Dash. You would go to Dash before you went to Ztrash. Now, nothing, again, I'm not hating if you're up 10x and Zcash. I had a small bag. I wish I would have had more, but I mean, it pumped crazily. But it's also telling us where this is headed, where this is going. It tells you there's a narrative that the elites want to set, a war against transparent Bitcoin, against the privacy sector. How will it battle out? And they also want to bring down MicroStrategy, which is their plan, because they're going to seize all of his assets, just like they did with Silk Road, just like they did with FTX. How do you think the big banks, BlackRock and others, are going to get all this cheaper Bitcoin? They get it. They get to buy it dirty on the cheap, and then they clean it. That's what they did with Silk Road. They sold it off to Wall Street at a discount, the dirty, tainted blood Bitcoin, and then it's cleaned by Wall Street. And we know who bought it. You should know at least. I've interviewed all these people. Some of these people I know quite well. And I produced all of this content over the years. And the American people, they're sitting around on the Epstein files. Durr, durr, durr. Could you imagine if these same idiots had resisted the lockdowns? Oh, no, they didn't do that. That was too scary for them. They put their head in the sand there. They did nothing. Again, I'm just proving that the 99% have shriveled balls, like a little eggplant that's rotted. Like a little freaking, I had to throw out a pumpkin that had imploded on itself. Just nuts that aren't even nuts anymore. You know, they've done so many fake steroids or whatever, they've just shrunk to zero. They think that they're contributing to society. You haven't done anything. The real men are fighting the war right now, like me, that you're tuned into. The real men are my father. The real men and women are my members. The real men saving America in 1776 are building new nations called the digital Noah's Ark. The real men are telling you to buy Litecoin right now. The real men are the same men like John McAfee that admired yours truly over here. We're the real ballers. We're the real OGs. And everyone else is in a psyop. And that's what you need to know. And that's what you don't understand. Even NASA said today, we're going to be totally transparent, guys, and release the 3i Atlas mothership that's been hiding behind the sun. It's all psychological operations. There are no aliens. There are no aliens. There's just demons, and there is a spiritual war. That's all you need to know. Even Andrew Tate and others, what have they been telling you recently? They're all kind of psyoping you into the privacy space. He was telling you that ZK snarks are very important, according to him, right? Again, I'm not hating on any of these individuals. Go kick some major butt. It's all good. Be the freedom fighters. But I'm pointing out they're pushing this narrative right now, and they've got the American people right where they want them. So here's what you need to do. You need to be smarter than the machine. You need to be buying these very valuable discounted crypto assets like I'm doing now. You need to have some freaking conviction in your life, and you need to get out of debt. The Island Project has no debt, bitch. Do you understand that? No debt. No bank debt. How about those apples? How about that? How about that? Again, we have no bank debt. Why? Because I already told you this crap was coming. I already told you the deep state would rip you off. I already told you they'd take all your money in the greatest inside job wealth transfer in world history. I already predicted the rise of Bitcoin and privacy coins. I already invented tokenized fractional real estate. I already told you there'd be bank runs and capital controls. And you're surprised? You should be in no bank debt assets with us. I gave you 1,000+ days, I think it was. Near there. I gave you 3 years. 3 years to get into our founders round with no bank debt, with principal protection, with capital preservation, with guarantee, I have to say not financial advice, but guaranteed 1,000x. With only upside, cash flows, capital gains, no bank debt use, live your investment, discounts, community, ecosystem, network, and then we're just topping it off with 1,000x freaking tokens. I gave you 1,000 days and still many of you failed. What did you do? You bought Fartcoin first. You deserve to lose everything if you haven't taken my advice. What have I preached? Strict asset allocation, no leverage, no margin, no bank debt. I've told you should own 60, 70% of your assets in Bitcoin and then move into the altcoin space. Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, all of it. Again, this ain't new news. I told you to buy under 1K, and I'm telling you to buy now. Your friends are broke because they're trash. What, are you going to take advice from your broke friends? Good luck with that. You're going to take advice from your financial advisor, told you not to buy Bitcoin? Good luck. So again, I just bring truth. I'm just telling you where it's going. I've never been more freaking bullish. Again, the amount of idiots that I see on the internet right now only proves my point. Proves what's about to happen next. And what's going to happen next? A rip-roaring, rip your face off, diarrhea in your diapers, up-only rally through the end of the year, which I've also predicted, which is going up-only, a massacre parabola up-only in Litecoin, an absolute massacre in all my top picks. And again, let me remind you, too, that the most entertaining outcome is the most likely. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're entering the quarter centennial of America next year, of the 1776 in the Golden Age, in a UFC fight on the White House lawn, in the AI robotic takeover. And that's exactly where Donald Trump is going to steer it. Dude, you got to be kidding me. Look at these idiots online looking at charts. Donald Trump crashed the entire altcoin market, 50 to 80% in a liquidity crunch a couple of weeks ago with a single tweet or his True Social post. He threatened China tariffs. Why did they do that? Inside job. It was a liquidity event. They wanted to shake out all the weak hand cucks so BlackRock could come in and buy and steal all your bags, which is what they did. Get rid of all those margin accounts, which is what they did. It was also a liquidity test for the exchanges. They're getting ready to grease the rails of the new system. Notice that even crypto's wagging the dog of even the NASDAQ right now. And by the way, here's my prediction. So you hear it here first. I think corporate profits are going to be great. Like if you're in, I think the corporate profits will be good, but it'll be a collapse in liquidation of the middle class and all the jobs. Again, companies are increasing efficiencies while they fire everybody into the golden age. You do understand that, right? Humans aren't needed. Okay, Warren Buffett just bought like $4 billion worth of Google stock. He ain't buying the top. He's buying AI. He ain't stupid, nor are the people he hired. Every investment has Warren Buffett's blessing. And I don't even like Warren Buffett, but I'm just pointing out, he didn't just enter Google stock because he thinks tech is going to collapse. Bullcrap. All of this pumps massive hyperinflation, massive liquidity. Donald Trump will announce, I already know who it is, by the way, who the new Fed chair is going to be. Guess who that person's going to be? Oh, they're going to be loving to print. Oh, they love issuing more 0% interest rates and cuts. Oh, it's going to be great. It's a gravy train, man. Brrr! As they continue to destroy the dollar. Stable coins are going to absorb much of it. Just like the Economist magazine has a bunch of fiat currency spread all over it. It's a eulogy for the US dollar. It is a sigil of psychological unconscious brainwashing of the magicians of the demonic Illuminati Dolphin Order. You know, I'm entertaining you a little bit with that. Always love that expose from Donut Factory on the Illuminati Dolphins. But again, I am your whale, and I've only ever brought truth. And I'm telling you right now, many of you are probably being shaken out. You're focused on bullshit and lies. You're waiting for the Epstein release while the deep state, I could use a harsh word, does this to you. Oh, dude, they know exactly what they're doing, and you're focused on a psyop. Oh my gosh. You actually think politics are real. You actually think, not you, but the American public thinks there's not kings in charge anymore. What a bunch of freaking idiots. Even after all the lockdowns, all the bailouts, all the PPP loans, all the stuff I'm not allowed to talk about, they still believe in the system. You deserve what's coming. And it ain't going to be pretty. What you need to be doing now is getting out of the banks. You need to onboard like your life depends on an RSVP with my father at 808-442-2934, 200K minimum. We're probably already just going to be overfunded. We can't overfund it legally, but like we already have so much more open interest in Deck 2. It's ridiculous. There's only going to be a very fortunate 100 additional people in. That's it. All the way up to $2 to $3 million per investor. 200K minimum. It adds another 5 to 10 properties to our portfolio as we set up for tokenization in the AI robotic revolution in 2026. It's only going to go straight up well through 2028. And you're a freaking idiot. Honestly, all haters enjoy poverty. Enjoy a bloodbath. Honestly, all haters, bye-bye. Again, if there's one thing I've learned, even I'm just speaking for myself, in my beautiful life and my existence, is ignore all the haters and just build. I mean, man, if I had another Bitcoin for every person that told me Bitcoin was going to zero, I'd be so much more rich. If I had another $1 million for everybody that told me that social media could never be monetized and it was a scam, I mean, it would be unbelievable how much more wealthy we would all be. The masses are always wrong. They will always get slaughtered. They are mostly manipulated fools, and we saw that in 2020. So like, again, you don't think the manipulated fools online today aren't going to get slaughtered? Of course they will. Now, again, I speak passionately from my heart, faith first and God first for a reason. But I'm just pointing out the fact that if you don't have conviction in your own life now, you never had it in the first place, and feel free to dig your own grave, I'll throw the dirt over you. Okay, because being weak during end times will not serve you. And you do realize you're in end times, right? You're in a spiritual war. They're about to reveal fake aliens to the American public. They're going to freaking do Project Bluebeam, guys. The internet went down today. They're going to hack your bank accounts. Your Bitcoin's safe, but you know what won't be safe? Your bank. The traditional financial system going to zero. Why do you think all the elites are shifting to privacy coins, or the idea? They're trying to move people to their privacy coins. Notice no one's talking about Monero, okay? No one's even mentioning Litecoin, the real OG, except for me. Because they're trying to move people, because here's what they're doing. They're going to set up a bunch of tyrannical surveillance controls and digital identifications and all that crap, which I already predicted and told you they were going to do, and brain chips and the mark and the biologicals, and they're doing all that now, and they're screwing with this inside of you, which I told you to resist and not comply. Okay, so now they've got to, like, since the sheep are waking up, they're like, oh my gosh, this actually is happening. We're losing all of our rights and freedom. So now the dirty, deep state, demonic, idiot elites, whether or not they're the smart ones actually, are guiding everyone into the fake privacy coins, right? So they got to get you in like Zcash, which is like state sponsored. So you think you're doing the right thing, but you're not doing what you should be doing. Again, you should have been buying Bitcoin when the deep state told you only prostitute, hookers, and drug dealers used it. And all your friends and family were saying they were going to ban it, and I told you to buy. That was the time to buy, okay? Just like I'm telling you to buy Litecoin now before it's on CNBC. You understand? Way ahead of the curve. We understand every agenda item. We understand their entire plan. We have intel information no one else in the world does because I download it from God. And we're way ahead of the curve of your financial advisors and your idiotic friends and family that are all broke. And that's the truth. So again, kind of a hard love video today, but I'm just pointing out nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is the psyop that the deep state is waging on your mind. And understand this too, things happen a lot quicker. So we go through bear bull markets a lot quicker in Bitcoin. And notice, all the idiots online are like, it's over, and then it immediately pumps. Like, again, I couldn't be more bullish. And if you don't have conviction, you don't deserve to be rich. If you can't handle the little itty-bitty dumps, you don't deserve the 1000x pumps, because the advice I give is life-changing advice. Here's something that maybe Peter Schiff doesn't understand. is that how many people do you know have gotten rich from gold? Like, do you have a lot of friends and family that are telling you stories right now? Like, I bought a gold nugget and I just became a millionaire. That's never happened, dude. Ever. Gold is great. I own a ton of it. I've sold a ton of it. I expect it to break new all-time highs. You ain't 1000Xing in your freaking gold, guys. Okay? Gold don't make you rich. It just keeps you rich. There's a difference. So I want you to understand when cucks like Peter Schiff go online, and think about the amount of evil and hate must be in his body, right? To want to hurt millions of crypto holders. He wants it to fail. Think about this. No one's ever gotten rich in gold, but Peter Schiff wants crypto to fail, even though he's been wrong about it the whole time for 16 years. He was offered Bitcoin from people like Max Kaiser at like under $10. He refused it. All he is doing is using it as PR because he's a nobody without it. A nobody. And gold is great, but it won't make you rich. The number one asset class to make you rich, to go from 0 to 1, from 0 to 1000X, from almost nothing. You invest $1,000 and you go to $1 million, is crypto. You're not going to do that with gold. You're not going to do that with silver. You're not going to do that with Rolexes. You're not going to do that with diamonds. You will only do it in blockchain. You will only do it at the Island Project. And that's actually what people really need right now. So again, the division doesn't help. The hate doesn't matter. MAGA being fractured over the psyop that the American people are going to get the EPs. You ain't getting shit. You got to be out of your freaking mind. You got to be the dumbest freaking person on the freaking planet. Oh yeah, the CIA and FBI is going to reveal the Epstein files to you peasants. What a joke. What a freaking joke. Yet the American people really are that freaking stupid. Isn't it funny? They're that dumb. The same people compliant in 2020. Well, they shut down all the sports and I wasn't able to travel, so I had to comply. No, you didn't. You're weak. You're weak. You ain't a real man or a real woman. We have never complied, ever, to anything. And that's my point. So again, I say this a lot, but you have a decision to make on what side of history you're on. I am a very passionate man, and I'm spiritually passionate, and I'm a very blessed person, and I'm a very grateful person. But, all that love and hope for the future comes from a very good place. It comes from the Father, it comes from God, it comes from Jesus, and it comes from the Holy Spirit. Most of everyone else you follow is in it for themselves. They're in it for money or profits, or, none of them are leading you on a biblical foundation or a biblical path or a God first, faith first path. And I want you to understand that's the difference between me, my Father, my members, and everyone else you're tuning into right now. Every single, they're just parrots, dude. You see people copy me all day long. I revealed how they were really auditing Fort Knox months ago. All my videos went viral and then people steal all the ideas of it. We're way ahead of the curve. And so are you if you're tuned in here. So I love you so much. God bless. Jesus Christ is King. Again, I'll do as many videos as I can, but we are working overtime right now. We've got Deck 2 launched because, again, we could care less what comes out. I mean, we hope the Epstein files are revealed, but they won't be, you stupid idiots. We're much more focused on making our members rich and getting rich and staying rich and being out of debt and building new nation states, 1776. We ain't focused on eating Doritos, waiting for a release from CNN. The peasants, man, are so easily manipulated and they deserve, honestly, I hate to say it, what's coming. You might as well just dig yourself a freaking ditch and get into the grave now. Because if you haven't figured it out yet that you've been conned by the dirty deep state and politics ain't real, I got nothing for you, dude. Seriously, though. Because we are the real founding fathers. I am the real Christian billionaire baller. My father is a real man, and all my members are the best people on earth, and I fight for them every single day. Look, not everybody's going to get on the ark because they're too busy waiting for the file release and buying fart coin. and you're going to deserve exactly what you freaking get. And if you comply, I'll be PC. Expect the grave. Expect us suddenly, because you ain't going to make it. And that's the truth, and that's reality, and it comes from love, because, again, my primary surface is to save as many people as I can before judgment. And stop being so weak. Again, the American people, what a bunch of weaklings. I'd hate to see America go to the front lines of a war. Could you imagine these weak pieces of trash as a part of some of these generations right now? They can barely get out of bed. I mean, God forbid you transplanted them back to peasanthood, back in feudal society where the king used to execute you and hang you in a town square if you spoke back. There was no free speech back then. Could you imagine that? We could send like half of the country to the, I can't even say it, but you get what I'm saying. The weakness, the patheticness. I remember in 2020, what do you expect me to do, Christopher? Just say no? But it's so scary to say no. Just say no, dude. Just be like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that. Go F yourself. That's all you had to do. People treated it like they were at war, like they were about to sit on grenades or something. Dude, you didn't have to do anything. All you had to do is not be a cuck. That's it. And just be like, yeah, I'll pass on that. That's it. And how many people just did a hard pass? Very few. Again, just like the American Revolution, less than 10% fought and won the war, and the rest watched. And I encourage you to get on the front lines peacefully, along with us, and fight back, and improve your life, and get out of the banks, and never do business with JP Morgan Chase. You want to know a real protest? If you give a crap about the Epstein thing, you'll withdraw all of your dirty money out of JP Morgan Chase right now. But how many of these same people waiting for the files still do business with that criminal company that funded his Epstein racketeering child trafficking ring? But you're waiting for the release of the list, but you won't take any action yourself. I'm calling your freaking bluff. You got a Chase credit card, debit card, bank account, withdraw all your money. Or shut the you-know-what up, you pathetic freaking cuck. And that's my point. Hard love, real truth. The American people are fixated on a gladiator game scam, failing to take any real world type action. While real ballers and leaders like myself build and lead and transform the entire system and are at the pinnacle of the revolution. And that's the truth. So again, call everybody out. I'll even tweet it out here. I'll put it on X. Hey, all you people demanding the Epstein files, how come you still have JP Morgan Chase accounts? Do I have to educate you? Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan Chase funded the entire trafficking ring. Millions. But you still doing business with them. Oh, calling you out. Again, I do business with credit unions. I withdraw my money from these criminals. We own our own and control our own asset base with no bank debt. We could care less if the stock market blows up to zero. It doesn't affect one iota of what we've built. Kind of hope it does. I mean, not from the perspective of America's, complete collapse, but I mean, could care less. Let it burn. Let it freaking burn. Yet the American people sit around thinking the deep state's going to give them the Epstein list. Bunch of cucks. You deserve every single last thing that they're going to do to you next. And I've warned what that is. Tyranny, surveillance, technological control, biologicals, the other topics I can't discuss. So again, why don't you get on the real side of freedom and liberty and fight back? I love you. Oh, ye of little faith. Look at all the people hating on Donald Trump recently. Oh, ye of little faith. Well, get on the front lines yourself, you. You know what I'd say about that. You get on the front line. You take the heat, okay? You take the by your ear. You do it. You little freaking complainer weakling. You buy the dip right now. Someone said that yesterday. They're like, that's why I dropped another 10 mil into Litecoin. I always know when people are most fearful. They're like, I'm really scared. I'm so fearful. I'm like, oh shit, call the broker, buy as much as you can. I see all the internal analytics. Oh, my phones ring off the hooks at new all-time highs. We go down 20%, panic time. I just buy more, buy more, buy more, build more stuff. And guess who gets rich every single time? The baller. So you want to be a baller? You want diamond nuts? You want freedom and liberty? You got to walk it, not just talk it. Again, I think one of the greatest things, I'm just being super honest, I think one of the greatest things my father and I have ever done for humanity is we have saved so many countless people from losing everything buying shit coins. Do you know how many people I know that have literally lost hundreds of thousands of dollars buying literal shit coins? And my father and I sit around and we're like, no bank debt, own a real piece of the rock, cash flows plus all the capital gains plus the tokenization. And you can use it and enjoy it and sun your balls. And some people still don't get it. They bought, what are some of these other crap coins out there right now? What are they? Brett. They'll buy freaking Brett, dude. They'll buy freaking flagellations and farts. They'll buy dogs. They'll buy doggy coin, Dogecoin. What a bunch of idiots. Again, the American people deserve everything that's coming. If you ain't on the right side, this ain't genius work. No bank debt assets will continue to hyperinflate during the collapse of America. You must build new countries, new states. And you must get out of debt and out of the banks now and refuse the mark and not comply. It ain't hard. It's an easy roadmap. And you got to stop being weak and grow them down there. Again, I've been blessed, and I'm an extremely blessed man, but I've also been through a lot of hardship too in my life. And one thing I've learned is never give up, never quit. And the other thing I've personally enjoyed is prove every single hater wrong. I've said this for years. Let them hate until you freaking regulate. And now we step out of mansions, Learjets, Ferraris, and Lamborghinis, not because I care about any of that, but I just point it out. Most people, you've all been wrong. Your financial advisor's a freaking cuck. He's an idiot. And that, to me, provides a little excitement. Really, though, it's kind of fun. I love proving people wrong. Did this in sports, too. Started in varsity sophomore year. Got my Letterman jacket as a sophomore. Took a lot of hate for it. Went on to become a Division I All-American. I still hold records on the East Coast D1. And the whole time, everybody be hating, because that's how it works. And then after it, they're like, oh, it was obvious. He's a genius. He's legendary. How did he know Bitcoin was... Guys, it ain't hard. It's just most people are always on the wrong side, and they're also listening to the authorities, and they're being controlled by a king. Choose freedom and join us, and you'll be much better off. Trust me on this. Or I'll leave it up to you. Feel free to go all into Farcoin. Or go buy that Dogecoin. Good luck with that. Yeah, I'm sure a dog's ass should do really well. It might, who knows? Go for it. This ain't hard. But it's that the majority of the populations aren't that smart, which is why I was able to predict the lockdowns. I told you they were just reorganizing all the world's assets. Had nothing to do with bat turds. It was just a reset into AI and robots. And now they're firing your ass. Notice that? Oh, whoopity-doo. Oh, that's weird. Right after the lockdowns, they're firing everybody and introducing AI and taking over your life. Yeah, that was why they did the lockdowns, you stupid fools. Have you noticed all the elites got much, much richer? I told you property values will skyrocket and the dollar will die and all the real assets will go up and up and up and up and up. Have we been wrong? We haven't been wrong at all. So again, the American people are always late. They're like, wait a minute, huh? I've preached this for years. I'm going kind of long in the tooth, but I have some very wealthy, successful people in my life, and I respect them. I think they're wonderful people. But like, man, I've told people, like, even back in Scottsdale, man, when I was young, like, I was having legitimate conversations with people with, like, 100 million plus net worths even then, telling them to buy Bitcoin. Now when I see them, they always shake my hand and they're like, hey, what's up? What's up, General? Should have taken your advice, man. And I'm like, it's still not too late. And they fire back, I believe you. And they tell me they're buying now, even though I told them to buy way long ago in the past. So again, it's not a rant. Even though I'm ranting, the rant and the point of this video is this, is that I already give gold to you every single day, and I do it for free. And I'm telling you, if you want to get rich in this cycle, you buy Island Project, real world assets, and you get into Deck 2. That's guaranteed. It's the sure thing. You can't lose. Now, crypto, it's a crapshoot, man. You're rolling the die. I mean, again, up, down, up, down. You buy what we've built, you all good. Plus, we're tokenizing it. And my another number one picks, which I'm very transparent about, and I tell you all the time, what are they? Litecoin, RSR, and Trump. And they will all pumpity pump on your face soon. So again, if you want to stay broke in poverty, sell. Do whatever you want. It's not financial advice. You want to get rich, stick to your guns. Fire back, buy more, go all in, and become legendary. That's how it works. You got to take the shot when people ain't looking. Same thing in sports, man. I've scored a lot of goals in my life, scoring on the goalie when he ain't paying attention, when he ain't looking, or they're not expecting it. I'm still in the top 5, okay, in DC at George Washington University for the most points scored, 2-pointers in Division I All-American water polo for a reason. Because I see the goalie sleeping, man, and I'd light his ass up every single time, make him look like a fool. I remember one time I was playing a game against the Naval Academy. I scored 3 or 4 goals that game. I lit this guy up from half court, and the Naval Academy coach, he was so pissed off, man. He started dropping F-bombs, throwing chairs. It's probably where I got it from. He threw a chair in the pool, okay? I was a water polo player. He throws a chair in the pool. It's funny, I'm thinking about this because I guess this happened in water polo a lot. Threw the chair in the pool and, like, yanked the goalie and, like, this is at the Naval Academy. Like, you get beaten after the game over there. I made him look like a fool. Because again, the buzzer went beep. I took a kind of a conscious, unconscious look at the corner of my eye from half court, had the ball on my hand, saw he was sleeping, ain't respecting, and drilled it double bar in. There's another shot in water polo called a donut. When you throw a ball and you make the goalie look like a fool. I used to do a lot of those. A goalie comes up, ain't respected. You put it right over his face, straight into the goal. Makes him look like a fool and an idiot. It's one of the greatest shots in water polo because it's demeaning. And you know what the great thing about that shot is too? If you miss, guess what happens? You hit him right in the freaking face. Hard hitting and in your face. Again, you'll see a lot of themes in my sporting career, actually, in my media broadcast. Invented alternative media television, predicted, invested in Bitcoin under 1,000, built my entire platform around it, founder, creator of Fractional tokenized real estate. We already own it. It's not an idea. We are the first proof of concept in the world. Deck 2 is a $50 million launch. We're moving into our public launch in a multi-billion-dollar blockchain. This is a new city-state located worldwide, multi-jurisdictional. I have to say, not financial advice, and it's just all up only. Every single day, up only. But you could focus on getting the Epstein release. Yeah, sure, they're going to give that to you. What a joke. All right, how about this one? Go vote in 2028. Yeah, sit around on your ass and wait for 2028. Put in your fake vote. You'll still be broke. Trust me on that. Build or die. Build or die. Innovate or die. Have diamond nuts or die. Do not comply or go to the grave. That's how it works. That's how it works in life, business, money, getting the girl, your salvation, your spiritual life. Again, look how weak global flat earth populations were in 2020. How many complied over the threat of the poo? It was just a threat of it. Nothing even happened. But it was the threat. And look how many people complied. Imagine how many people worldwide will comply to the mark when the deep state orders that you will not buy or sell or have food without it. If they could get 90% to comply over bat turds in 2020, I'll guarantee you this. 99.9% of the slaves will definitely comply during the rollout of the mark. But we won't. And that's why we built the digital Noah's Ark. And that's why we're decentralized with no bank debt and a private ecosystem of which we can operate with faith first, God first, leaning forward Christians, while everyone else drowns in the coming storm. And again, I'm not happy about it. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. I'm not God, guys. Okay? Read your Bibles. God's coming back with fire and brimstone. That's in his domain, not mine. I just know my theology. I just know my Bible. I just know the book of Revelation. He's coming back with a vengeance. So it ain't gonna be gumdrops and sugar cookies for you all out there. You better get your ass in gear now. And you better onboard the ark when Deck 2 goes live and operational. God bless. I love you. Jesus Christ is King. I am the Christian baller, billionaire. This is the super class mafia for freedom and liberty. We are the spiritual naval SEAL team along with you. And I just deliver the truth, hard-hitting and in your face, like I've been doing for multiple decades. And Deck 2's launch is imminent. Links up here and below, 808-442-2934. RSVP with my dad, minimum 200K units. There's only gonna be a lucky, finite 100 additional investors before I take us public at new, all-time record highs in 2026. Up only.